Hello everyone, Tzilla54 is my name, and welcome back to another figure reviews, or should I say figures review, because today I got a package today, and I received not one, not two, but three figures from online that I purchased. So first off, I'm going to introduce you to the three monsters that I bought online. So first we have Battra, and we'll talk about that. Why doesn't it have yellow on the bottom? But here's the back of it, and there's some tag which says Battra in Japanese, and it says Battra in English. Then we got the same information as the previous Godzilla figures. And on the back there we have Battra's wings. It shows you what movie. It shows you what Battra's. It'll show you what movie Battra is from. And this is Godzilla vs. Mothra. And moving on to the next figure, and this is Biollante, and her Venus flytraps are like very long, and then they kind of get closer to the camera, but it's no biggie. It also comes with this tag, and on the inside it says what it says from Battra, and what movie she's from, and she's from Godzilla vs. Biollante in the movie monster series. And finally, we have a third figure, which I've been waiting for a long time to have this. And it is Megaguirus. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have Megaguirus on screen, as you can see. So here's a picture of Megaguirus, and there's her name, both Japanese and English. And at the front, but as soon as I open the package, the card is already open. But it's okay either way. And on the back, here we have the movie title, which is from Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, G Annihilation Strategy. And here's the movie monster series again. But yeah, when I got these three figures, I'm like, wow, I am so happy that I got these online. But that's not the only thing that they sent me. They also sent me something new. They also sent me this shopping bag in the box on the packaging. It's from Toho Studios, which is like you can carry around with your bag. Like you can carry some of your soft toys in the bag. It's just like when you do things online or whatever you shopping. But of course, with that being said, let's take a look at one of those three figures that I'm going to show you. So be right back. Okay, so the first thing we wanted to talk about is Battra. So first of all, I love this Battra figure. But in fact, I have never seen any Battra figures in my life, because I'm beginning to wonder what would Battra look like if it was like a soft figure. Because I heard there's a lot of information going on, or some pictures that I've seen so far, because it comes like plastic where you attach the legs in it before you display it or something like that. But the wings on the top looks very amazing. I love it how it's all red and yellow. That's a very nice touch. But the problem is that at the bottom, there's no yellow stripes in it. And I'm like, what the heck? So they didn't even paint the yellow stripes with the outside of the red outline. But I won't complain. I won't complain about the top. But it's just that I really don't like it when they don't put yellow stripes outside of the red line. But then I'm like, what the heck, man? And I'm like, what's wrong with this? But I know some of you have the same ideas of what I'm going through. But on the face right here, this face looks really nice, especially the horns and her eyes. But now that I'm looking at the legs looks very dark and a very creepy look, and at the bottom where it's kind of like where the stinger is, but that it's not actually a stinger, but I actually don't know what this purpose is. But if you guys already know, let me know in the comments below to see what this part is, and let me know in the also let me know in the comments of what do you think about those wings patterns that you see the difference on the top and the bottom, which is not very, very good. But I won't complain. I won't complain about this, as I said before, but they should really have it. I wish they had enough time to paint. I really wish they have time to paint the wings at the bottom, just like they did on the top. Okay, so now, moving on to the tag, as I already showed you. So there's a picture of Battra from Godzilla vs. Mothra. And I already said this to you because I just wanted to show you what movie this is from, just in case if you don't know what movie what Battra's from. Then we got Toho, and there's a Godzilla logo, and a warning, choking hazard, which is you should not share this with children that's under 3 years old. Alright, so Battra's done, so let's move on to the next figure. Now for the next figure is Biollante. And let me say this. I love this figure. Because like I said about Battra figure, I have never seen any Battra figures. That is until I take a look at the pictures of Battra figures and other monsters that had never made in the US or in Japan. But I mean, I know people in Japan are still making toys for children's and adults as well, or young adults. Okay, so Biollante looks very amazing. I love it how it has spores in her stomach, and then the Venus flytraps that you can move them everywhere you go, and they go around 360 degrees. Same thing with this Venus flytrap. And then the head, I thought that you can close the mouth, but you don't actually close the mouth. And what you do is that this piece right here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me bring it closer. Excuse me. All right, that's better. So if you look closely on the head, you can see the outline, and what that means is you could twist the head like this for about 360 degrees also. Now, the teeth also looks very cool, but as you can see, there are multiple teeth at the bottom, just like the SH Monster Arts Biollante, the color version, and their first release figure. But I'm hoping that I will get SH Monster Arts Biollante special color version, or if there is going to be another SH Monster Arts Biollante, but who knows. Alright, so there's a picture of Biollante and there's her name, both Japanese and English. Sorry, I hit the camera. And then here we have the movie title and the title of the series, Toy Line. And it's from Bandai and Bandai Namco. So I just want to show you, take a quick look at this card, so that way you'll get the idea. But look at the back of this figure. I have never seen this part before, which I thought you could also move the four of them, but I really like it how they added to her back so that they were right behind her, and then, but I can see what they're doing. I see the way they were when she was about to face Godzilla. She tackles him with the Venus flytrap, or that she could just put her whole head into Godzilla's face. But then Biollante was defeated by Godzilla. Okay, now we're going to move on to the last figure. And finally, we have the third figure, Megaguirus. And I also wanted to say that Megaguirus is very cool. But even though I did watch the movie Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, and which is I thought it was kind of boring for me to watch Godzilla vs. Megaguirus because I really don't understand what's going on in the film. That is until I have learned that in the movie it takes place in the year 2000, I believe, or 2001 in the movie. But I mean, I know the movie, it's been released in 2000 because just like Godzilla 2000 Millennium, it came out in 1999. But with the movie title, like it says on the back, the movie title is called Godzilla vs. Megaguirus G Annihilation Strategy. And that movie came out in 2000. Which is very nice. But overall, I also like her. I also like her in the video game version from Godzilla Save the Earth and Godzilla Unleashed. But what I really like about her in Godzilla Save the Earth is that she uses this stinger right here. But we're going to talk about that later. Let's talk about the detail. So the detail about this figure, she looks so brownish, but also purple at the same time. But it's kind of like the inspiration of the movie poster of Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, where Godzilla is holding her. He's like holding her wing and the claw, I believe. No, it's just her bottom, like her throat or something. Like this is where Godzilla grabs the wing and it grabs her throat, while Megaguirus is going to stun Godzilla. But yeah, you know what I mean. But her eyes, wow. That is so, like, blood color red. But not likely. And then, I'm not so sure if you can see her teeth, but yeah, you can't see her tongue in it, but I can from my point of view. I love it how they put paint in her mouth, which is like, man, these guys are great artists. Then here's the top of her body. So let me just fix that way. Okay. Now the stinger, as I talk about from Godzilla Save the Earth, the video game. What I love about Megaguirus is that she uses her stinger to stab any monster that has like beam attacks or someone that has beam attack, but some of the monsters don't have beam attacks, but she can't copy the ones that doesn't have beam attacks. So instead she creates like a giant fireball to send them away in the air. So yeah, that's what I like about Megaguirus. Now, let's get back to the card. So, I'm just gonna show you guys about the cards that I just did for the two figures. That way you can see how many. That way you can see how much they spent, how much time they spent on making cards, and then add them to your figure. But I'll take the tags off once I'm done with this video. Alright, so that's all the three figures. I'm going to actually go ahead and do the size comparison between these figures. And then I'll bring them all here just so that I can end my video real quick. Okay, so for a size comparison, here we have Boggin from Super Godzilla, the video game version of himself. And yeah, I just don't know where to put Battra right next to Boggin on my desk table, but I could barely make it even. It's just by it's just by having Battra flying over Boggin, but you'll see what I mean. But if I bring him on top of the desk, you'll see how Boggin was like bigger than Battra. But overall, she's about like this big. If you put her, I mean, if you put Battra on upright, then her tip of her wing is actually touching his shoulder. Okay, now I'm gonna give you another figure, which is another Boggin, the movie-based figure. So it's like a same height as I put him at the bottom. But then if I bring him to the top, then it's just like the same thing. And I'm going to do the same position where Battra is touching his shoulder to see how big he is. Then moving on to the last figure. It is Godzilla 2000. And yeah, as you can see, the wing is almost touching Godzilla's knee. And then if I bring him up, right, it's the same thing. Okay, now I'm gonna bring Megaguirus just because I bring Godzilla 2000 on the table. Okay, so here you go. This is like it's kind of like a complete set with Godzilla 2000 and Megaguirus. And her wing is like touching his toes. But now, if I do this, you'll see how Megaguirus, you'll see how long Megaguirus is. Then I'll bring two Boggins on both sides. Alright, here you go. So we got two Boggins right next to Megaguirus. Then, oh yeah, I forgot about the SH Monster. It's Godzilla 1991. So, here you go. That's how he looks like when Megaguirus is right next to Godzilla. And then I'm going to bring back Battra with Godzilla 1991 to show you how big he is. Alright, so here you go. And I'll do it again with the standing upright position before we move on to the last figure, which is Biollante. Okay, so here's Biollante. I'm going to take her Venus flytrap out of the... I'm going to take the shadow out of her eyes, just so that I could bring Godzilla 1991. Now, I don't have the 1989 Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Biollante. So this is quite simple. Like how this version of Godzilla is like the same thing as Bio Goji. But this one right here is a Gido Goji. But like I said, I don't have the Bio Goji. But I will soon, someday. Or in the future. Now we will bring Godzilla 2000. Here's how big Biollante is. But even though like Biollante is bigger than Godzilla, because I wish it would be a lot bigger than Godzilla, so that way Biollante could chomp on the head. like I said before. Now I will bring 2 boggins again, and I'll put them together to show you how big those guys are. And there you have it. Now I'll bring the rest of the figures up to the desk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Let me fix that. Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the movie monster series Megaguirus, Battra. No, not Battra. Biollante, Battra. Okay. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Then leave a comment. Turn on notification bell if you're new to this channel. That way I can bring you a new video for another review. And by the way, I also pre-order some other Godzilla stuff, and they'll be on their way between September or October. But if you would like to stick around, don't forget to turn on the notification bell. That way I'll show you what kind of other Godzilla stuff that I just purchased online. But like I said, those things that I pre-order will arrive between September or October. But we'll just wait and see which comes first, because it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. And yeah, so I just hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll be able to take off those tags after I'm done with this video. But anyway, stay safe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.